What's up, fellas? Here at the Week 6 review. Before we get started, I'm sure you guys have seen, but obviously Devontae Adams got traded to the Jets today, and it looks like Amari Cooper got traded to the Bills. So obviously that'll have some fantasy implications on some players. I don't really know so much about the Bills, but obviously it'll have a little bit on the Jets, mainly Garrett Wilson, in my opinion. And obviously Devontae Adams' value goes up. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the season. But I'm going to jump in the review here. First matchup I have is me versus Michael. Michael won this one 122 to 109. I'll be honest, going into the matchup, I didn't think there was any chance I was going to lose looking at his team. But it's how things go. He had Baker Mayfield, who had 26. Big day out of him. Bijan had 2 touchdowns in Charlotte. 24 points. Eckler got the start filling in for Brian Robinson, who I own, so that kind of sucked. He was out. Didn't do much, did get 9 points there. Keenan Allen decided to play like an old Keenan Allen. Maybe something to do with being in London. Not sure. He had 19. Cortland Sutton found the end zone. He had 13. And then not much else to speak of in the lineup. His kicker did get him 13. Had Mark Andrews on the bench, who had 14. So Andrews finally got his first touchdown of the season. So he could have got a few more points there had he played him over Freiermuth. Looking at my team, Joe Burrow. That Sunday night game, I didn't watch any of it, but I heard it was shitty. He did give me 20 points because he had a big rushing touchdown, but other than that, didn't do anything. Breece Hall did pretty well. He had 19 points, could not find the end zone. So I'm hoping maybe with the changes with the coaches and the play calling, they'll get him more involved, and obviously getting Devontae there. I anticipate him getting the ball maybe a smidge less, but I'm hoping that helps the Jets move the ball down the field and maybe gives Breece Hall some more scoring opportunities, but we'll see. Rico Dowdle didn't do shit, as you guys saw. Cowboys just got fucking murdered. Marvin Harrison Jr. concussion in the game, so 0 points out of him. Great, that sucks. Hopefully he's all right. Drake London got a TD. Nothing else really going on there. Defense and kicker both got me double digits, and then just injuries and bye week players on the bench. Next up, we have Garrett versus Josh. Garrett won this one 151 to 115. Garrett had Lamar Jackson with 19. Joe Mixon, coming back off his ankle injury, had a big day with 26 points. Josh Jacobs got him 11. Zay Flowers got him 18. Chris Godwin had a huge day, 11 catches, 125 and 2 touchdowns, 30 points. I believe Chris Godwin is now I think he's the number 1 receiver. Looks like on here they have him listed at number 2. So I wonder, maybe Jamar Chase is 1. Jaden Reed, got him 12. He got 12 out of his tight end. Nothing else going on. On his bench, he had Tyler Algier, who had 19. A lot of that came late in the game as they were milking the clock to take care of the Panthers. Looking at Josh's team, C.J. Stroud had 18. Chase Brown had a touchdown. He had 13. Jordan Mason was able to get him 9. He did get A.J. Brown back in his lineup, who had a touchdown this week. As the Eagles barely beat the Browns. 21 points out of him there. Deontay Johnson had a nice day with 17. Trey McBride with 14. He's been one of the better tight ends on the season. And kicker got him 11, but not much else going on there. Next up, we have Derek versus Mark. Derek won this one 139 to 112. Derek does remain undefeated, 6-0. We'll see if somebody can take him out shortly. I believe he plays Garrett this week, but I'll have to look into that. Looking at Mark's team, he has Justin Fields, who got him 24, 2 rushing touchdowns out of him. So that's a nice day. Obviously, it came out, I think, today or yesterday that looks like Russell Wilson may be taking over moving forward. So we'll see how that goes and if that actually does happen or if they split time. Tony Pollard had a decent day, got him 16. J.K. Dobbins with a nice day, 17. Najee Harris with a nice day had 19. And then all his receivers sucked. I mean, combined was like 15 points amongst 3 receivers and his tight end. That's just not going to help you win. Kicker got him 17. Did have Cole come in on the bench who had 22. And Douglas, was it? Yeah, Demario Douglas had him 18. If you throw those guys in there, that definitely makes shit a lot closer. I don't want to sit here and do math. So, looking at Derek's team, Kirk Cousins had a whopping 13 points. Didn't need to do much in that game versus the Panthers. Derrick Henry continues to just do Derrick Henry things. 25 points, 2 touchdowns. He scored a touchdown every game this year so far, and I'm not sure that's going to change anytime soon. Alvin Kamara had 15. Josh Downs, nice day. They did have Flacco back there, which helps. He had 16. George Kittle had the big day on Thursday night with 20. Hubbard got 13. Not too bad there. Steelers with 14 points for him. Had Madison and Lazard on the bench, who each had touchdowns, 15 and 20 points there. Derek has a lot of fucking Chiefs on his team. Not really sure why Derek has Hollywood Brown in his IR spot, because he's not coming back at all. I guess there's a chance Rashee Rice comes back, so I understand that. Next matchup we have Ray versus DJ. Ray won this one with a whopping 97 points over DJ, who had 88. DJ remains winless in the league after being in the championship last year. Just not quite able to get it done this year so far. Looking at Ray's team, he had 24 out of Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns out of him in total, so decent day there. Had Zach Moss, who got him a whopping 0. And when I saw that originally, I was like, oh, was he out and he just didn't take him out? No, he played. He only had 13 yards and he fumbled, so that's what happens. Played Jerome Ford, who got him 1.5 points. So 2 running backs, 1.5 points, and somehow he still won. He probably would have lost the majority of the teams from only scored 98. Tank Dell had a nice day with 15. Jamison Williams had a touchdown. He got 16. T. Higgins, okay day, just couldn't get in the end zone. That game was pretty shit. He had 11. Sam Laporta only had 1 catch, but it was a 52-yard touchdown on that flea flicker play. I knew he hit that. I didn't realize that was all he did that day. And then nothing on his bench as he has bye week players, and Jonathan Taylor's out with injury. Looking at DJ's team, Jalen Hurts with 22. He should probably start playing a little bit better now that he's got Smith and Brown back, so that'll help some. James Conner had a rough day. I know they were playing Benson a good bit in the second half, but they say there's no timeshare. Like, Conner will be right back up. Bigsby with the whole 2 points there. Etienne left that game hurt, and there's expectation that Bigsby would be able to do, I guess, Bigsby things. That was kind of corny. But only 2 points there, so we'll see how that goes moving forward. Devonta Smith had a touchdown, 14 points. Dallas Goedert got him 0. He has some kind of injury. What happened? Oh, he had a hamstring injury. All right. Pittman found the end zone. He had 11. Kicker got him 14. And then nothing to speak of on the bench. Next up, we have Dalton versus Kenny. Dalton won this one, 122-87. Kyler Murray, not a great game, only the 12 points there. Saquon struggled, 6 points. DeAndre Swift with 20. He continues to perform well. I mean, it's crazy. Like, his first 3 games, 5, 6, 5, and then 26, 19, 20. I mean, they've found something. Maybe they figured out how to utilize his skill set or plays that he likes. Something. But it's definitely turned around the past few weeks. Garrett Wilson had 8 for 107 and a touchdown with 21 points there. We'll see how the targets work moving forward with Devontae there, and magically his hamstring is okay, and I believe there's expectations he'll play this week for the Jets. Had Tracy in his flex, the running back from the Giants, who had 20. I believe Singletary's going to come back, so we'll see how that pans out there. My guess is it'll be a timeshare because Tracy's played pretty well. You can't just put him on the bench for nothing. I think Dalton mentioned earlier, it looks like he has Amari Cooper as well. So he kind of obviously loses some value with Garrett Wilson. Getting Devontae Adams on the team. Like I said earlier, like the Jets will probably be able to move the ball a little bit better. He won't be the number one option, but it also means he won't have the number one corner on the other team on him as well. So, it's kind of, there's pros and cons to it. I think it diminishes his value slightly, but probably not too much. And then obviously he has Cooper that went to Buffalo today, so that helps. Bucks had 17 points for him. Kicker got him 10. Did have Evan Ingram on the bench. Couldn't get in the end zone, but he did have 10 for a 102. So nice day for him as he's only played week one and sitting out with a hamstring injury. So nice to see him come back and perform well. Looking at Kenny's team, Jaden Daniels had a nice day, 21 points. Jahmyr Gibbs, decent day with 11 points, but he could not get in the end zone, which cost me money because I had a TD parlay with him. But obviously the Lions blew out the Cowboys, so obviously the Lions didn't really need it. James Cook, 0. He obviously didn't play in the game Monday night. I'm not sure what his injury status was going in, as I don't own him and wasn't really looking into it. Let's see. It doesn't really let me see old ass news. And then of course he didn't have anybody on the bench that he could have used to fill in for him. I mean, the only option, looking at his bench, I mean, maybe if he would have known he was hurt, he could have dropped Dobbs or Whittington, but you can't drop any of the other guys there, not at all. It's tough go there. DJ Moore had a whopping 4 points after he had a good week last week. McLaurin continues to play very well with 20, so he has a little stack there between McLaurin and Daniels, and then just nothing else to speak of on his team. Kicker got him 12. Jordan Love scored a little bit more than Daniels. Had Lockett and Dobbs on the bench, 14 or 15 points, 18 points. So, you played him over Hopkins and Moore. Could have got a lot more points there. Obviously, with Lockett played on Thursday night. I think you could have played either one over Hopkins because fucking the Titans offense is god-awful. Last matchup we have here. It looked like we got another kind of shitty game. It was Dakota with 92 who beat Jason, who had 79. I hate seeing when people score below 90 and somehow win. Maybe I'm a little jealous because I put up in the hundreds and couldn't get the victory, but it is what it is. Looking at Jason's team, led by Dak, who obviously just was god-awful. 3 points. Then he had Etienne, who got hurt in the game, who got him negative 0.1. Brighter spots on his team. Ken Walker had 17. Stephon Diggs had 17. Montgomery had 21. So good plays there. Chase with 10. Just that game was not great. JSN on Thursday night gave him 8. He did get negative 7 out of the Dallas defense, so great job by them there. Gabe Davis on his bench had 19, but you're probably not playing him over anybody else on his team. Looking at Dakota's team, led by Daniel Jones, who had 12 points. He is awful as well. I imagine he's got some kind of quarterback on his bench. He doesn't, so yeah, that's not great. Bucky Irving had 18. Rashad White was out with injury, so he got a good bit of the playing time there. I know I want to say it's Sean Tucker, I think, was the other guy, and he played pretty well too, so we'll see how that goes moving forward. Trey Sermon filling in for Taylor, 3 points. He's just not good. Chris Olave had -1. He got hurt in that game. I believe he had a concussion. Debo had the 19 on Thursday night, so that was nice. Tucker Kraft came back to earth with 3. CeeDee Lamb had 13. Just no points by the Cowboys in that game. Texans defense got him 14. And then looking at his bench, he had, a bunch of injuries. A lot of injuries on his bench. So nothing he could have done really differently there. But he did get the win. And in the grand scheme, that is all that matters. I don't believe there's anything to really talk about as far as transactions go, because waivers will process tomorrow. And I don't believe there's any like crazy players. I mean, I already know that fucking Dakota's picking up a different quarterback. He's got to. Um, Looks like maybe there's a couple running backs that could be picked up. Looks like there's probably a few receivers that could get grabbed as well. God, some of the names on here I'm not even familiar with. Like, I don't know who this Devon Vele is. I don't know who that is. I don't know DJ Turner, Jalen Coker, Bub Means. Don't know who that is. There's a Kayshawn Boudier. Oh, I might have heard of that, but yeah, not great as far as waivers go. So we'll see who blows some money tomorrow. But that's all I got for you guys. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys next time.